who have made the trip to El Paso. Let's look at those matchups, Irv.
Well, this will be interesting because Sinek can play some defense, and so can Goodwin. Lockhart is getting a start today, as we were talking about, Gary, and there's the rest of the story here. I believe the key will be inside. UTEP is going to try and get the ball inside. And once again, Goodwin can hurt that zone from the outside. And what more can you say about Timo that has not been said?
Well, BYU holds the edge in the series and have won 13 of the last 16 games as they control the opening tip-off, and Knighting takes the first shot, got his own rebound back, and we've got a foul called in the first 8 seconds.
Well, Knighting hustle hit the board. Blaine Sylvester, one of our officials, along with Dick Ball and Joe Belmont, spot the foul, so the ball will be inbounded.
Personal foul against Lester Goodwin. The Pony picks up the first foul of the ball game. It'll be BYU along the baseline as the Cougars put the ball into play.
2-on-2 zone defense for Don Haskins ball club. He asked Juden Smith to do a great deal, Gary. He's their best athlete. He's got to cover block to block. Oh, it's good, and it'll count.
Boy, that was a tremendous shot by Saralainen, who gets it to fall from about 12 feet as he had a hand in his face, and he was fouled, and the foul is going to be whistled against Dave Feitl, and that'll be foul number 1 on Feitl.
Gary, I just love this guy's game.
UTEP in the front court with a basketball. Juden Smith. It'll be Lockhart from 17 feet, and he hits.
Hey, a little boxing one that time. Sinek was going man-to-man with Goodwin, and his teammates were playing a box. Interesting strategy by Liddell Anderson.
All right, BYU with a 1-point lead back into the front court with the basketball. This is Pollard. Now back to Sinek. Ball fake, got Lockhart up in the air, but he didn't do anything with it. Inside pass intended for Pollard. Juden Smith with a quick hands almost gets the steal.
Isn't it interesting? You were around here for a while. Zone used to be a bad word at UTEP, but you could not have the 1-and-1 with 14 minutes left to go to half. John Bach, the Golden State Warriors coach, gave Don Haskins a 3-2 zone, actually. They've changed it to 2-1-2, and they use it a lot.
Saralainen in the lane, and he hits. He's got all 5 points. Donnell Allen with a strong rebound on the miss that time as UTEP comes back into the front court with the ball.
Look at the defense now. Watch 20 Sinek. He is man-to-man with 10 Goodwin. The rest
and Lockhart hits again, Irv. He's got 4, so it's Saralainen 5 and Lockhart 4 at this juncture.
Well, I'm sure the rest will start to contribute. You know, he's been a good shooter until this year. He had his problems early.
Pollard cans it, and that's his first point on an average of 8. And it's a 7-4 ball game, BYU. Steal by Perry. Foul going to be called on Perry. Reached in there and picks up the foul. He shakes his head and says, no, I didn't do it. And there's a look at Don Haskins. He says, yes, you did.
You know what? This guy wears that tie through the introductions, and then he dumps it. And Liddell still has his on. Here's 2 great competitors. I had a chance to play against Anderson. This guy will flat hit you, and we all know about Gobert. It's one of the better matchups in the country.
All right, so UTEP with the inbounds play. As Perry picked up the last foul, attempted tip by Feitl, won't go. Donnell Allen muscles it up and in, and a foul. Basket will count. Foul. And here come the Miners. Smith from 17 feet. Yes. Juden Smith with his first points on a 12.6 average. And a look at the UTEP bench.
Watch Smith in the middle in that 2-1-2 zone.
Sinek tries to answer short. Juden Smith with the rebound, his second board. He'll bring it up himself. Lockhart on the baseline. Traffic to Donnell Allen. Turnaround jumper, good.
Boy, he gets it up the top of the square pretty good. And the Miners lead it by 1. This is going to be a dandy.
So the Miners take the lead at 16-15. Here comes Pollard at the other end. It is no good, and the rebound to Feitl.
Interesting, Liddell has got him on a wing. I saw him inside the other night in Albuquerque.
Allen almost had it tied up by Perry. Finally, it goes back to Smith. He'll shoot it, and he hits. Juden Smith with 4.
You know, he's got tendonitis, Gary, and he hadn't been able to practice that much. This guy had the key steal in the New Mexico game that we did on
out to Feitl. The outlet will go to Goodwin. Goodwin is picked up by Pollard, and he'll kick it back outside now. Over to Lockhart.
Boxing 1 all the way.
Feitl kicks it out to Smith. Back into Feitl. And back out to Smith. 24 seconds on the shot clock.
They changed their defense. They're in a 2-3 now.
Goodwin will shoot from way outside. No good. Rebound in close. Good job. Reverse layup by Juden Smith. He's got 6.
Remember when him and Brent Reynolds were around here? That's a pretty good tandem, wasn't it? Let's take a look at Juden. This guy who got hurt his knee walking out of the student union 2 years ago.
Seems to be fully recovered from that knee injury, and again a ball fake, and again Feudal. Saralainen hanging jump shot, no. Tip up by Pollard, no. Tipped again, no. And Hamilton brings it in for UTEP. Good one up the right side to Lockhart. The pony from outside. That's good. That's his first basket today. He's averaging 15. Richie Webb takes it to the right side now. Bounce it over to Chapman, who's in the game. Back to Webb. Pollard looking, kicks it back outside to Webb. 14 seconds left on the shot clock. Down below 10 now. 5.
I'm not sure they're aware of it, Jerry.
Webb to Pollard. Lay it up, and no, the shot clock had run out. No basket.
Dick Ball makes the call, and the crowd did a great job helping the Miners that time.
We've got a timeout at the Special Events Center. 10 minutes and 54 seconds left to play in the first half with the score, the UTEP Miners, the BYU Cougars 10.
Play.
Clanton outside, the Lockhart. Jeep Jackson is into the game for the Miners, so Haskins bringing in his bench strength, and they're going to do the job as Quentin Gates in Mexico for his best.
Gary, the key for BYU, they got to get this guy going. He has got to get in the flow. You know he's a scorer. If BYU is going to have a chance, just something like that. Saralainen is going to have to get his 20, 25 if they're to have a chance. UTEP looks finally honed to me. Everything seems to be in sync.
They cleared it out for him that time, and he had the easy layup up the right side of the lane. Lockhart feeds it off to Hamilton. Hamilton's turnaround jumper, good. That's his first basket.
Strong. Look at the legs and the arms on him.
23-14. It is still a 9-point ball game with UTEP out in front. Here it is to Saralainen. Nice shot.
He is a good player. Now he's back in it, and so are the Cougars. 5-point lead.
23-18 UTEP. Saralainen with 10 now.
You wonder what those 3 fouls that Feudal got earlier are going to mean later in the ball game, because these Cougars will not quit.
Sinek grabs the miss by Jackson, and we have got a foul on the outlet pass to Webb as Jeep Jackson jumped right in behind him there, and Webb ran over him.
That's a call you're never going to win if you're Blaine Sylvester. Did he travel first? Did he give him room to turn around? This is very easy to sit here because there wasn't room. Usually you travel in that situation.
Foul number 1 against Richie Webb. 6 minutes, 25 seconds left to play here in the first half. Keep in mind, Dave Feudal went to the bench with 3 fouls just about 5.5 minutes into the ball game.
He wasn't even sweating. He had to sit down.
Good one from 25, yes. He's got 4. He'll shoot it immediately and cans it.
BYU has settled down now, and they're starting to do some things. This is too good a basketball team to have that 13-1 run that really damaged them.
Tolson has come off the bench to score 6 points. That's right at his average almost, a 6-1. Gates, deep right. Goodwin will shoot it from there, yes.
Oh. It can hurt you, can it? That's why Andy started out in the box and 1. He's had to go to the 2-3, and now Luster finding his shot.
And here comes the steal. Here comes Goodwin. Lay it up and in. He's got 8.
Well, he's got the last 3 buckets, and all of a sudden, the lead's back up to 9.
BYU wants a timeout with 5 minutes and 20 seconds left to play in the first half. It is a 9-point UTEP lead. Texas El Paso 29, BYU 20, and we will be right back in just a moment. Here comes the Cougars. Sinek having trouble with the ball, and he has been fouled. It's going to be...
The Bears going to get one here. He's right in Dick Ball's face.
Juden Smith picks up the foul.
Here's the guy who won the national championship when the school was known as Texas Western. Let's take a look. And see, this is what Don Haskins is upset about. He felt an arm bar to ward him off. Tim Floyd to his right. UTEP's got some severe foul problems. BYU still is not over the limit.
Sinek way short on the free throw. And the rebound, a good one. Boy, you know that Don Haskins glare anywhere. You saw that a few times, didn't you?
I loved it, boy. He was a challenge.
And the Miners have asked for time as they bring the ball into the front court. 5 minutes and 7 seconds to play in the first half. It is UTEP 29 and BYU 20. It's a Miner lead by 9.
Liddell Anderson just doesn't think he can match up inside if they go man.
And here's the drive in the lane. The shot won't stay for Jackson, but the follow will for Quentin Yates.
That's the problem with the zone, Gary. It's a cop-out. Nobody blocks out. No one blocks out. I learned his basketball from Henry Iva. So you know that they're going to have defensive tendencies, ball handling. You take care of the ball.
Don Haskins, 436 wins, 198 losses. Well, I'll tell you what, he is the 5th winningest coach percentage-wise in college basketball history.
The difference is, I look up, it's 31-24. Remember the old days when there's no clock. Haskins would get ahead 31-24. He'd give it to Archibald, and you never saw the ball again.
That's
He'd
right.
go around for a day. He forced a rule change in college ball. That's why we have 5 seconds, because of a guy who played here in the Western Athletic Conference.
And that's for real, huh?
That's a true story.
Honest to God, true.
Minnesota Fats would say that's on the square.
Lockhart working. Kicks it back outside to Jackson. 2 minutes left to play in the first half. 31-24. It's a 7-point ball game.
Cougars have gone man.
Here comes Goodwin. Gates from outside.
Boy.
Miners are hot from outside. He's got 6 now.
What about this Gates? They didn't figure in the scouting report. He looks good.
Came off the bench, has 6 points. Miners have received 8 points off of their bench this afternoon so far. He's got 4 this afternoon. Jackson working to Lockhart.
That's not bad man defense. They're pretty sticky.
Goodwin takes it into heavy traffic. There's a shot from the outside by Jackson, and it's good. So he's got 5 points now. You know, UTEP started out 6-1, and then they lost 4 of their next 5 ball games. And during that period of time, defense played a big factor because they averaged giving up more than 72 points a game. In their last games, they have won 10 of those, and defensively have given up only 60 points a ball game, which is 12 points less than that one stretch where they lost 4 out of 5.
Yeah, you know, they did struggle for a while, and I think there's a little bit of an explanation, though. Don Haskins had a brother who was ill. He missed some time, and
Final with the tip, and here come the Miners. Good one. Good. He's got 10. 39-24.
Defense. They were so good that year.
Boy, Saralainen missed another one, Irv. He has hit only 2 out of 6.
Well, it's been ice cold for BYU everywhere, with the exception of Toulson. You know, this thing is really, really bad if you're a Cougar fan. Toulson came in and gave him a little go.
And the Miners lose the ball. That'll be a turnover, number 4 only against UTEP. They've played almost 4. It is halftime at the Special Events Center in El Paso, Texas, where the UTEP Miners enjoy a commanding 14-point lead at this juncture. It's UTEP 39, BYU 25. We'll be back with some halftime activities for you in just a moment.